Can you see my screen?
Yeah, the OneNote.
OneNote, yeah, the red one.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, URL. In some places, you can see URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. What is, let me write it. What is URL? URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. It's a unique one. URL unique is a unique text based text based address that relates to a web page by using web browser. Okay.
Yeah.
URL, that is a technical term used by the the CS guys. Uniform resource locator, it's a unique address of a website. For example, youtube.com, amazon.com, and alibaba.com, etc., 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 right? For
Yes.
accessing these things, these websites, multimedia website I should say, we have to use the browser. And there are different types of browsers with different features. Most of them have common features, right?
Yeah.
For example, there are Safari, there are Opera, Firefox, Google Chrome, and Edge. So that's totally up to a user which one browser he likes for accessing the information. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your syllabus, now you need to know what are the parts of the URL. Means the website address you see on the web browser address bar like this: https, then cnn dot com dot, for example, news dot html. Omar, clear?
Yeah.
This is a URL, or you can say it's a website address. Okay. So let me tell you now the individual things in the URL. HTTPS, it's a protocol. It's a protocol. By the way, what is the definition of a protocol? Uh, a protocol is a, let me write it over here. A protocol is a set of rules, is a set of rules that allows devices to communicate. Were clear?
Yes.
So protocol, it's a set of instructions or it's a set of rules that allows devices to communicate. For example, HTTPS, it's a protocol, TCP/IP, it's a protocol, IPX, it's a protocol. So there are so many protocols, right? So HTTPS, H stands for hyper, T stands for text transfer protocol secured. Hypertext transfer protocol secured, right?
Yeah.
By the way, I'll tell you, after when I'm done with this website address, how does this thing work, right? So this is
So
www. What,
can you
Umar?
tell me what HTTP stands for again?
Hyper hy. Just a second. Let me write it. Hypertext HTTPS. It stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Secured. S stands for secured. Am I clear?
Yeah.
So I forgot to write www. Let me write it over here. Just before the CNN, we have this www, World Wide Web, and this part is known host. HTTPS, that is protocol, and www, it's a host, and CNN.com, that is called domain name. In fact, it's a unique one, right? When you have like umar.com, so nobody can have this website. It cannot be duplicated. Domain name, or you can also say, let me say, website name, website address. So website domain name. Okay. News, that is the page, right? Page means it's a HTML page. It's a page, and sometimes we have like file names just before that news.html. If something like notes, let me say, before that news, if I write that notes slash, so it means this is the location. Notes, it's a location. Umar, clear?
Yes.
So this is about the URL, HTTPS hypertext transfer protocol, and you know the definition of protocol now. www stands for World Web, and it's represents host. CNN.com, it can be YouTube.com, BBC.com, etc., etc. So that is called website domain name, website address, domain name. And the last one is, that is page. If it is .html, it's a page. Otherwise it can be a location or it can be a file name, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about HTTP and HTTPS. These are the protocols: HTTP and HTTPS. HTTPS. This one, it doesn't have S means secured, right? So it means whenever you access, I'm just giving you some extra knowledge. HTTP, whenever you get the web page in front of you having this thing HTTP, you should be very careful in downloading the data from HTTP sites, right? Because these are not secured. These are not secured websites, right? Whereas when you have this HTTPS, it means the information between your web browser to the web server that is secured. For example, if I am accessing this website hbl.com.pk, so this protocol makes sure that the communication between my computer mean my browser, and this web server, that should be secured. Secured mean it's locked. You can see the lock. Lock mean the communication, my password details, credit card information, everything should be encrypted and secured. Umar, clear?
Yes.
So let me write it over here. HTTP. 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 It's a way. No. HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, is a way that's suitable. Yes, is a way for a client for a client and servers to send and receive requests requests and deliver HTML web pages, multimedia pages or pages. By the way, that is the fundamental protocol. Let me write it. It's HTTP is a fundamental protocol of WWW, World Wide Web. Okay, so now let me explain, Umar.
Yes.
HTTP is a way for a client. Client means, say for example, my computer and servers. There are web servers, millions and billions of web servers, Google servers. They have information, YouTube, etc., etc. To send and receive request. Request mean when I type, say for example, if I type this website www.youtube.com, and when I hit the enter button, I am actually sending a request to a web server. This is a server on the internet. I am sending this request to open this website for me on my browser. So that is a request, and in response to this request, there is a process we'll discuss inshallah in next lecture. And this
Yes.
server It gives me back the HTML web pages, multimedia pages, right?
Yeah.
This is simple. So that is HTTP. It's a way of for clients and servers to send and receive the request and deliver HTML multimedia pages to the clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is HTTPS? HTTPS, as I said, hypertext transfer protocol secured. It's almost the same, just like the HTTP. Okay, let me write it. It's just like the HTTP protocol, except what should I write? Accepts it adds in encryption and authentication. Authentication means to verify.
Yeah.
Umar, by the way, we have done this topic encryption in chapter number 2, uh, symmetric and asymmetric encryption. What does it mean by encryption, by the way?
Like changing the data in a way that you can unencrypt it.
Changing the data means it makes your data meaningless, right?
Yeah.
Okay, by applying some, the algorithms, complicated ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, HTTPS should be used whenever a website deals with sensitive data, sensitive information. अभी मैंने आपको बताया कि youtube.com, so that requires HTTPS protocol because it needs the personal information, right? And the
Yeah.
information that is very sensitive, so just like passwords, bank details, CSV code, bank details, accounts details, etc., etc. So that protocol works fine there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so any question up till now? We are done.
No.
HTTP, HTTPS protocol, URL, and okay. The next topic is that is very simple and interesting. Everybody knows about this thing, web browser. But when the in exams, the examiner asks you about the what are the features of web browser, some of the students they write something different things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, web browser. For so we have so many web browsers: Opera, Edge, Firefox, Firefox, Google Chrome, etc., etc. Right? So all these web browser actually they translate the data. Data mean HTML, of course, and Java scripts. It interprets that data, and you can see the things, images, audio, video on the web page. So web browser that actually interprets the data, right? So that you can see the things on your web page. Umar, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. If I write the definition, you should write this one as well. Web browser, it's a software. Web browser, it's application software, by the way. Web browser is a software, is a application software. Well, that's up to you. Is a software that renders renders hypertext. Let me write it HTML. I'm not writing the full form. It renders the HTML hypertext markup language and and display web pages on screen. Clear?
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Umar, can you please open any web browser and right click through your mouse and go to inspect? Then you can see a very complicated kind of code on your screen. Can you do that right now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so that includes like headings, coloring, and indentation, different types of things like italics things, and you can see hexadecimal codes as well. So everything that makes sense, and this is the code actually that is written by the developers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are the functions of web browser? If somebody asks you what are the functions of web browser, so उमर क्या कहेंगे आप?
Uh, it lets you uh,
Hmm.
receive data from,
Web servers, okay.
and it interprets HTML
That's
pages.
okay, okay, that's fine. This is the main function. And what else?
Mm, it lets you multitask.
You can open multiple tabs.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay. Let me write it over here. It provides you an address bar where we write the URL, right? This is the address bar where we write the domain address of the website. Address bar. Number two, web browser that gives you a facility of moving mean navigating from back and forth, next page, previous page, etc., etc. Right?
Yeah.
So that provides you navigating, navigating the web pages. It allows you to open multiple tabs, multiple tabs that also gives you a facility that you can bookmark the websites, and you can also choose your favorite websites, and that can maintain the user history. History means the sites you visited, so that you don't need to type the address again and again, so you can find out the websites on the browser's history. And you can find out different types of cookies as well. Cookies that is coming up in the next lecture. There are different types of cookies, sessional cookies and permanent cookies, right? So
Yeah.
And there can be a web browser that also keeps the cookies. It stores cookies. So these are the main functions of the web browser, right?
Yeah.
If you can open your web browser, you can find all of them there, right? Am I clear?
Yes.
Great. Storing cookies. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cookies. Where were we, by the way?
Web browser functions.
Web browser. We are done with the web browser functions, and the next topic that